We all understand that the most popular anime of the fall season have been insanely good, but why not give a couple of the smaller titles some love too? I have some in mind, so let me try and convince you why you should add these two shows to what you're watching this fall, before the season ends. First, we have Demon Lord 2099, taking place 500 years in the future after the human hero Graham felled the immortal Demon Lord. The Demon Lord has since reincarnated in a world alien to the one he once knew, and the passage of time had not been kind in its remembrance of him. Can Veltol adapt to this new landscape, reclaim his position in the world, or is he doomed to be a relic of the past? When it comes to sci-fi and anime, they largely suck. There are the temporary standouts that lose steam if it goes on for too long. Something like the Gundam franchise is an exception that consistently performs but can come off as a bit of the same formula. Cyberpunk is an even rarer subgenre to see succeed due to the scope, but if they do, even outside of anime, they're some of the most memorable sci-fi. If that's the case for science fiction anime, why would I suggest Demon Lord 2099? Well, I think it's pretty solid, expertly weaving a megalopolis setting that feels lively with futuristic technology and fantasy elements to create a story where the Demon Lord, King, Emperor, God, whatever title is used for the trope at that time for the demon anime, doesn't come across as just a power fantasy main character. We don't need every demon MC to be locked in a cosmic battle of good versus evil. And I don't say these things lightly. I'm skeptical towards shows that intermix themes that can violently clash, since the result commonly seen is messy narratives. Then we have the most notorious talker runs the world's greatest clan. Following the exploits of Noel, a young seeker trying to become the strongest of them all, despite being the weakest class known as talker. Will he be able to make his dream come true despite the perception of his class, or will that lofty dream be crushed by reality? Fantasy anime love the adventure occupation and will even appear in other fantasies where that's not the primary focus of the narrative. The big thing they get wrong in my eyes is not really caring about the story of the party dynamic. I want to see the strength characters can showcase as an entire group, not just an individual overpowering the opposition while everyone else is onlookers. In addition, regarding this trope, when too focused on an individual, the pacing becomes very fast to match the exponential power increase, where instead it would be better suited for a slow burn story. I get people want to see the epic fights, but going from struggling to kill slimes or goblins to defeating a dragon in the second episode is too much. Obviously, if I'm criticizing this theme, that must mean the most notorious talker runs the world's greatest clan doesn't do these things, right? And if that's what you thought, then you'd be correct. Since a talker isn't able to brute force through obstacles, it's important to plan for the future and gather necessary pieces to create the strongest clan. This reminded me of the positives of Black Company without many of the negatives like the time travel, which has kept me watching week to week to see how Noel navigates scenarios. I hope I was able to convince you to give one of these anime a chance if you hadn't this season. If you enjoyed the video, how about giving one of my other ones a watch as well?